Gay put in her book, Bad Feminist, the notion that I should be fine with the status quo, even if I am not wholly affected by the status quo, is repulsive. For this reason, she is an activist. For this reason, I too am an activist. While my position of privilege makes it so that I can make my resources heard and I can have the time to create meaningful change, I still feel the need to speak up. Although my luck makes it so that I do not necessarily need to, I believe it would be a waste for me to not use this privilege to become the kind, interested, and engaged person that I want to be. I believe it would be a waste for me to not use this privilege to become someone who can help someone else's life. Activism lets me be both, and for this reason, I believe that it could help every person of privilege do both. I have been given every opportunity as the men in my life. I have taken equally hard classes, played on equally competitive sports teams, made equally important and meaningful relationships, and I have been given equal amounts of respect. This being said, I am a feminist. I have never been negatively impacted because I am a woman, yet I am still a feminist. I have not experienced the wage gap, slut-shaming, catcalling, or feeling unsafe on the street at night, but I am still a feminist, and I still try to make my voice heard as a feminist. I've known my whole life that I've been lucky despite this title of woman, which often bars people from basic rights such as respect, autonomy, and education. This glitch in my otherwise entirely privileged coding has had me thinking about my luck, and how I can use my luck as an avenue to find meaning through activism. My parents and teachers have never let me forget this luck. I'm white, I'm American, I drive a car, I have supportive friends, I have a loving family. Next year I'm going to go to college. I go to school. I go to private school. My luck is undeniable, but it has made me historically uncomfortable. It is not my behavior nor my character that determines my luck, but instead my circumstance, which is entirely beyond my control. Who am I to deserve this? When I've been given so many gifts, how do I find meaning for myself? When I'm not forced to worry about getting by, how do I recognize my own potential? How do I reconcile with feeling like I got more than my fair share? Activism has helped me come to terms with this feeling of being undeserving. I have had no traumatic experience, yet I am constantly trying to speak on behalf of people who have suffered in ways that I never have. Why am I entitled to do this? What gives me the right to speak for these people? Well, I believe that it's right, and I believe that when done carefully, it can benefit everyone. A year ago, I attended an academic program called CITYterm, where I learned that my luck is synonymous with my privilege. Simply put, privilege is a person's accessibility to opportunity. Common contributing factors to a person's privilege include their race, their socioeconomic class, their culture, their education, their religion, their gender, their sexual orientation. For me, privilege has felt simultaneously taboo and fortunate. This complex nature has launched privilege into the forefront of the current politically correct culture, most notably manifesting on college campuses and in liberal academic debates. Check your privilege. A challenge often posed to make people self-evaluate before speaking is on the comments of most viral YouTube videos. Privilege is everywhere and so easy to ignore and so comfortable to ignore, but I believe it's so much more valuable if people who have it acknowledge it. I believe that if people use their privilege in a way that benefits society, it no longer needs to feel like a cause for resentment or a burden. I believe this can be done through defining and pursuing your own form of activism. Aldous Huxley said, "Experience is not what happens to you, but what you do with what happens to you." Activism takes human experiences and moves them into action. It does or reacts with what happens to people. In my lifetime, I've seen people speak up on behalf of a cause and force their community to change for the better. These people are living their ideals because they are forcing everyone around them to take accountability for themselves and for the people around them. This accountability and collective responsibility is what makes me believe that everyone should embrace activism, even if they are content as they are. There's a misconception that being an activist means having to check certain boxes. For example, holding a picket sign, being on your liberal A game, burning a bra. I challenge you to eliminate these boxes from your perception of activism. Instead, think about how you intuitively react to things. What's the root of your reaction? Why do you emotionally register things as you do? How can you turn your intuition and your emotions into something positive? Nothing is too small if it helps you and it helps someone else. For some, this means posting something to Facebook. For me, it means starting conversations and making connections. Activism is something that you need to define for yourself if you want it to feel meaningful. All of these small acts matter, but the real significance comes from creating something that works for you and works for other people. Personally, activism has given me the feeling of being part of a whole that is bigger than myself. It has allowed me to meet new people and learn from their experiences and perspectives. It has allowed me to test my capacity for empathy through these interactions. More so than anything, it has allowed me to understand myself better in the context of my world. Activism has taught me to listen. If you take anything away from me today, take away that activism can change your life because it will teach you to listen. What's tricky about people with privilege embracing activism is that often it's done so to better their own cause or situation, when really they're disregarding their context and their community. Instead, people with privilege can use their education to realize injustices and then make informed changes to their community. I encourage people with activism to use their advantages to discover what matters to them and makes them want to make change. From there, they can absorb what they can, note diverse perspectives, pay attention to narrative and experience, and more so than anything, they can acknowledge their own role in their cause. Thank you.